but there is depth right in there. And yeah, just curious how well that works in terms of getting here. Oh, that's a good fish. Slip him in there. 17.5 incher in this vastly shallow area. One little area where it was deeper along the bank, and a root ball, and these certain bushes, you know, these fish like it. So nice 17.5. Turn you into the current. You are free to go. There you go. Bye-bye. All right, it is day 3 pre-fishing. I'm following Josh. We're gonna check out another ramp. It looks like other folks that are staying at this location. This is Rustic Ridge Log Cabin Rentals. Pretty cool place to stay for sure. I don't know, it's like a set of 5 different cabins, which has been a nice place for us to, fairly central for, you know, I guess the tournament course. And that's a nice thing to have. Josh actually talked about it in his podcast with Drew Gregory, his Smallmouth Talk podcast. I would think it was like 10 things to make you a better tournament angler. One of them was find a location that is central, so you're not, you know, you're not staying somewhere where you're driving crazy distances. And we didn't know where we were going to fit. I think we had a pretty good idea after yesterday, but we're trying to expand that today. So check out Smallmouth Talk if you can, and if you're coming to this area, the Rustic Ridge Log Cabins is a good place to stay for sure. You enjoying the beautiful kind of morning glow in the fog?
That looks so cool. That's why we come out here, man, to see stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah, and that bank looks very good. Right across there.
Yeah. It used to have it looks like it used to have some kind of structure for the power lines that are like right there. All right, we went to the tackle shop. What was the name of that place?
Wilderness something.
It was a good shop.
It was a very good shop.
Yeah.
Wally. Is it Wally? Is that the guy we talked to? I think that was his name.
Yeah. Got some palmetto bugs. You got some palmetto bugs. You're gonna try it.
Yep.
I got more of these DT10. I actually got a DT6 I'm gonna play around with there today. So, but yeah, today's about, I'm gonna put this, actually I'm gonna put that, I'm not gonna put the new one on. I'm gonna beat up the old one.
Yeah, I'll practice. Say the new one.
Keep those sharp hooks for, yeah. I'll do this one, I've already.
Yeah, we have a very, very solid pattern. Super solid pattern. It's very specific, and it's nuanced, which is what you want in a tournament, so that it's hard to duplicate.
Let's talk about this. The nuances are.
So we were raiding banks yesterday. We found them on very specific types of bank where the slope was steeper.
So if you look beyond the bank, it's a steep contour.
Yes, it doesn't have that gradual sand, which this river has a ton of shifting sand. So I would say 80 to 90% of the banks have a taper to them, a pretty shallow taper.
So steep taper bank.
Yeah, steep taper bank, and then any sort of kind of mangled cover that's close to the bank. So we were talking about tickling grass, which is actually, if you want to You got some right there where the grass is kind of grown over the bank and its touch is tickling the water and it creates like a little canopy. To me, that's like what I'm looking for as like prime, because there's not much of it, and when you do find it, there seems to be fish in it. And then there were these like kind of gnarly they're thin but they're like gnarly bushes, and there's not very many of those either. Those seem to, and they're sitting super tight to all that stuff. So
when we win this, we're gonna get up there. How'd you win it? Gnarly bushes
and tickling grass. Yeah. So we found out, like, if you weren't casting up in that stuff,
so skipping, and that's where for me the palmetto bugs did well. I also think it has to do with the slow rate of fall. It just gives them a chance to see it, and then it just goes tail up, nose down, and just sits there, and then they jam it. But it's for me, it was usually like either they would hit it as soon as it would splash, or they would watch it go to the bottom, and it would be like a 2 or 3 count before they'd hit it. So if you didn't let it get to the bottom, you're missing out on certain bites.
Well, and I think this is the beauty of having 2 mines as opposed to 1, which I normally don't have on tournament day, but because this is a team tournament, we sort of were able to do this, where I kind of like got this pattern where I was dropping that swim bait of mine in front and kind of letting it, they would come out of that cover and hit it. And then you took that, and then you were like, well, if I got something that actually went into that and sat inside that spot, so you kind of went another layer to it. And I think those 2 patterns are good because they're similar, but they're catching different fish. I think I was only catching the like big fish that wanted a big meal, because that thing is so big. They, those 14, 15 inch fish just weren't wanting to come out and hit that, whereas like yours is big, so I don't think you're catching dinks, but those kind of mid-sized fish, you were catching more fish than me. By the end of the day, I could tell like you had a way more consistent bite than I did. So I think in a tournament it's important to have a couple of those things, because sometimes those big fish just shut down.
Yep.
So
I think going into this with a cold front, skipping it in tight to wood, and that was the other part, is if there was wood in there, the root balls, that did help, but it wasn't like all of them. Like this right here, I'm not telling you there's not a fish there, but I kind of would want it to be on the bank more.
Yes.
And then now I'm gonna go in there, and I'm actually just gonna see if I can catch one right there. Prove myself wrong.
There's tickling grass right there.
Tickling grass
so
is the A+ spot. I could be using the 10 here. Yeah, I'm gonna switch to the 10. Like, that did not touch. The DT6 didn't touch bottom there at all. So, reach back here, grab the other rod, and dig a little deeper. Now I'm digging. All right, nothing on the riprap. So I'm gonna. It's nice to find like 1 or 2 good, reliable, hey, I can catch fish here near an access, because if you get back early or late, well, early to the spot, you can count on, hey, I got 10 more minutes. Let's catch that last fish. If you have one of those spots right next to the launch, I think it's a good thing. I'll deal with it when I catch it. Shots. Alright, brought him to the other side. Alright, step 1. I got the fish down here in the net. I'm stable. I actually anchored off. I think maybe another step might be if it's a good fish, then I have sort of precarious placement. Not that this is a good fish. I'm sorry, I don't mean to hurt your feelings. You're just, I don't even think you're probably 13 inches. You are a good fish. You're just not one that's going to matter in this tournament, I don't believe. But this is practice. Set. Turn up the volume. Yeah, it just took that photo, clean the lens with my rag, and I'm going to use the Yak Attack phone grip here. Let's see. There, dude. So this is actually one that I am able to get more out of. Like I did it before. And I was like, oh, it's 12 3/4. But because I got two hands on it, I can get it to 13. Turn up the volume. Turn up the volume. Okay, I'm gonna let this guy go finally. See you, guy. And we're gonna take a closer look. It's one that a tournament director is gonna have to really zoom in on. Anyways, good practice. Let's go practice some more. But yeah, first place I went with the palmetto bugs was good for a fish. This is an example of the tickling grass. So this fish was right here, and there went another one. So this grass that kind of comes over and just tickles the water. Not a huge fish, but one I will go ahead and measure. All right, that one's 13 1/4, so I got a 13 and a 13.25. All right, I'm back to throwing the jackhammer with the 7-inch scented jerk shad. Not because I think it's a better presentation than the palmetto bugs, because it's not. I mean, it hasn't proven itself to be, but on the off chance that this cold front gets them chasing, I just kind of want to be in tune with what I'm doing here, which is going to be, you know, getting this close to wood. Close to wood as I can get it. Say without snagging. It's going to snag. It's just part of the deal. I shouldn't be doing it. I really don't need to. I don't need to prove to myself there's fish there. I don't need to sore lip them on the palmetto bugs. Put it down, Jim. I want to. I should not. Tackle bag up front. And it's not real accessible, but it is out of the way of this whole, I'll say, arena of fish measuring. What I'm getting in here for, I'm going to try stealth blade. I want half. Maybe all I have is a half. And that's 3/8. I got 1 3/8, 2 of them at half, but a white. Tight spot. Tickling grass up there, we're going to do that. I think a lot of what's important with doing this type of palmetto bugs presentation is that you get yourself not moving real fast. And because if you're moving up towards it, you're throwing slack into the line. If you're if you're falling back, you're pulling it out of the area too fast. So, tickling grass, where you at? Looks like a steeper bank. Come on, fish. Eat how you're supposed to eat. All right, I swung to the right side of the island. Josh is on the other side on the left. I like this outside bend. It looks like it could have some tickling grass. I know I got some of the gnarly bushes in the little slots that go through the islands here. I have been thinking about battery management tomorrow, and each day I've only used one, running up and drifting back down, and I have not exhausted a single battery. But right now I'm cruising at 3.7 miles per hour heading upstream at 287 watts. On tournament day, on tournament day, I'm going to be wanting to be running at like 800 watts. So that's going to be different. And I'll need more batteries. Yeah, I'm going to work this riprap with a crankbait. Maybe that DT6, give it a shot. Go switch sides. You can see it happen, maybe. Oh! Yeah, that was a northern pike. Hit the stealth blade. Man, do I need to retie? Okay, got one on a crank. I don't know what we got. It's got good pull. That's a good smallmouth. Yep. He's got one hook in him. Just one. Pull off magnet. Good. Good. And like as soon as he was in the net, he was off of the hook. So let's get a measurement. Go into camera. Let's go, fishy. Put you on the board. Turn up the volume. Yep, that's cool. All right, 16 and 3/4. Keep breathing. We're gonna do what you need to do when they have the dead eye. You see that? Show that this fish is not dead. And we're gonna do a quick video. All right, 16 and 3/4. Kind of has the dead eye there. This is not a dead fish. I don't even think it matters because I showed it with its good eye. But all right, here goes. Swims away. Yep, cool. See ya. All right, so yeah, that might be important if it was contested. We're going to get this down and get back to fishing. Okay, we got this guy in. This fish was caught on, you say, the gnarly bush at the head of one of these little sandy scrub islands. Alright, I'm at the head of an island. I gotta pump this guy out. He's a good one. backside of those islands because it had such a shallow entry. But this one here at the head of the island, you know, it was a steep bank. Interesting sort of current dynamic. And man, palmetto bugs are going to get a workout if they can last. This one I actually got out of the boat to do just because I had a sandbar nearby, but it's been important to practice doing it where you can't get out. Like I said earlier, this one was at the head of an island, which is right here, and the current slams into the front of these things in high water and does really weird things with these root balls that it scours out underneath them. Even though I'm standing in more than ankle deep water, I bet you it's 6 feet deep right here in front of me. So talk to me, man. What are you seeing?
I think the fish are where they're supposed to be, and there's a lot of habitat for them. That bank I just passed though,
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I'm gonna torch on it. I didn't get a bite. And I want to say it's because it was just too fast. It was like too much current.
Well, I don't like the far side as much as this side, and you know, it's a matter of the fast taper as opposed to the gradual taper.
Right. There's a lot of.
There's more fast taper on this side.
Yeah, there's a lot of this stuff for sure. A lot of this good looking. Like you said, I haven't fished this a ton. I don't want to get a couple of big bites to see. I had one on that felt big that got off and I was
So it's real shallow in here, but there is depth right in there. And yeah, just curious how well that works in terms of getting here. Turn up the volume. 15. Can we get it to 15 and a quarter? Yes, I can. Turn up the volume. Yep, 15 and a quarter. In a spot where there's one deep spot with kind of foam swirling around near a gnarly bush. And yeah, we'll take a picture in between. I will mark on my board here. .25. That erases at 13. So if you come down through here, there's good looking tickling grass on both sides, but like I feel like not enough depth where they are.
I've seen that.
You like that side. What did it turn into after those rocks? Yeah, alright. I'm checking out this this slice through the islands. Just sampling a little bit. Oh, that's a fish. Okay, well that tells me something. Yeah, maybe this is worth doing. I should say so. That's my big for day 3 of pre-fishing. It's difficult to access here because it is so shallow, but I don't know that it really matters because let this guy breathe a second. I just don't think there's that much pressure on this river. period, especially at this low level. Step up in there. Let's see. Turn up the volume. He's gonna go 17 and a half if I can get him to lay. I got 17 and a quarter there. Stay down. All right, nice 17 and a half incher in this vastly shallow area. One little area where it was deeper along the bank, and a root ball, and these certain bushes, you know, these fish like it. So nice 17 and a half. Turn you into the current. You are free to go. There you go. Bye-bye. All right, so the current in the channel wanders from one side to the other. Now I gotta zigzag to get back to the deeper water. It hits one bank or the other in between these two islands. And I don't think, I think I've probably been at the point, even maybe the end of yesterday, but I've gained a few pieces of knowledge, not just location, by being out here today. Heads of the islands there's always some kind of root ball there with a scour out. I think I've learned that just because it's not deep bank to bank or in that area in general, it doesn't matter. Like, it's nice, and those banks, and I'm looking at one across, have great fish, a lot of them. But it doesn't mean that the ones that are here are not here, because you could basically walk from that side to this side and not get your belly button wet. Where you do get your belly button wet, on one bank or the other, it's really obvious. Like, you look at it and you say shallow, shallow, shallow. Oh, that looks a little bit darker there against that bank, and there's the tickling grass or the gnarly bush or just a root ball with the right looking foam. That happens in the shallower areas. And did I write off the other cut through? I don't know. But that one's good. I mean, to just say, yes, I caught one 17.5 inch fish, that would have been worth going down there in the time that we have. This all looks excellent, and I know that Josh has sampled moving up, so he'll have something to tell me. All right, it's a little bit after noon. Pre-fishing day 3 for me, day 2 for you, and I think we got a handle on what we need to do.
As long as it doesn't completely flip-flop. The forecast has backed off a little bit. It was supposed to go down to like low 60s. It's like mid to upper 60s the next couple days.
Yeah.
And it's not going to get terribly. I think 47 was like the lowest temperature I saw.
Okay.
So it's not going to chill the water so bad that it's going to like shock the fish. I don't know barometric pressure. You're going to have to.
We weren't expecting this rain today, but
no.
Our summary, I'm going to talk about what maybe I learned in this third day that kind of layered in on top of mostly what we learned yesterday. So you got some on buzzbaits.
Yep, got a really good. I probably caught more in a buzzbait than I did anything today. The other thing I would say is we got a couple spots, like spots, specifically that one right there that I just found that I'm really looking forward to getting.
That natural rock?
Yeah.
I had the natural rock on the opposite shore and caught one good one and had some other fish swirl on it, and I think I do want to go to each of those and put the crankbait on them.
This will be strategically like, all right, how far is that from the ramp? You know, which day are you fishing it? How long is it going to take to get there? And you just need to whoever fishes it tomorrow needs to make sure they get there tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because if this is, you know, 4 miles up, you're gonna have to motor through some good stuff to get to it.
Do you want this tomorrow? Because this is all close. This is close for a short day.
I don't know. I'm gonna measure it out. We'll talk about it, and if we both want the same thing, we'll flip a coin.
Okay. I mean, I'm good with starting.
I could see either one.
Either one. We have good options, and what I've layered on top of it is the understanding that just because a whole area isn't deep doesn't mean that there aren't deep water with big fish on a channel on one bank. And I think it almost makes it easier to fish. Where I got that 17 and a half was like, there was only one place you would make a cast in the area that I was in, and there was a bunch of places I skipped over that were like that, and I caught the one, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And this is not a fun place to get to. I don't know if that factors in. I think it only factors in on rivers that have a lot of, you know, pressure.
I think what you're gonna see.
Have you seen another angler?
No, not.
You saw the one on the bank.
Yep.
I saw one guy at the ramp catfishing on day one, and we saw one kid fishing one of the spots where we caught good fish from the bank.
It's the last day of practice. Like, I figured we'd at least see some people out here today.
I thought that root ball right there, I thought was a kayak angler. I was sure of it.
It does kind of still.
It does.
Looks like one of those AI generated.
Yeah.
If you said,
put a kayak angler
AI,
right there.
Yeah. It looks like he has like 20,000 rods.
All right. Ryan Parker. There he is.
What is that called? What is that bait called?
The palmetto bugs.
Palmetto bug. Did you catch very many on it today?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I think I caught 8 fish today, and I got a bunch of 13s. What is it? I actually marked it on there. A 15 and a quarter, a 16 and a half, 16 and 3/4, and 17 and a half. You see my marks?
That. Yeah.
So, gotta clean my board too.
I definitely don't keep track of fish when I fish tournaments. I just like.
Do you upload them all at the end?
It depends. If I gotta like
time in between transit, you do it?
Yeah, okay. I'll do it then. It's nice to see how you're doing next to the field. It's helped me some to like keep track of the field, and it's hurt me some.
Yeah.
So
okay. Well, that's it for my pre-fishing, anyways, and I appreciate having tag teamed this with you.
Yeah,
it was. I think it helped us both.
100%.
And you know, I think that's mostly what I was interested in doing this is tag teaming it with a buddy and having, you know, that's the funnest part of fishing for me, is to collaborate and figure them out.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
We did a good job of that. We definitely meshed the way we communicate with each other and stuff. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. That's it for Pre-Fishing Day 3. Thanks for watching. See ya.